What done now? Is that a little quiet? There we go. Happy Monday. It is slightly gloomy where I am, but it was a chill Monday nonetheless. I can't really complain. It's been a few weeks, but I'm back at it with Great Ace Attorney. I don't remember where I left off. All I recall is that we did the grade deduction and established that there's a runaway ballerina. Adjust my volume. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled band might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. Oh yeah, I didn't. I don't think I clicked on anything in the room. Whoops. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. What the heck? Sounded like somebody's fire alarm went off in the back. Well, I don't think there's much to discuss with the man. Wow, look at all these options. Maybe I will talk to the man. What was his name? Biff Stroganoff. I really wish we'd had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. What? Why you look like that? You want something? I wish I could do a Russian accent. Hmm? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh, no, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend the winter. Understand? I understand. Did you guys know lobsters are practically like immortal? I learned that fact some time ago and it still baffles me. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. Okay. Did that. That's our cabin. Alright. I thought we looked at this. That book on top of the table there really is huge. There's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? Oh yeah, we definitely saw this. The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Anyway, look here, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Okay, now it's got a check mark. That door leads to the second class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stunned look when she said that. I guess go back to our cabin. Yes. Oh wow, this is almost in line with our current time, the 9th of January. It is February, but it looks like they are still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes. But I'm sure he was just... he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Okay. Is he here? Yes, he is. Oh no! Oh, my poor dude. Ah, you're back. Inspector! What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe. When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. And what a very short life he has. Not much to lay on the line. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herr Locksholms? I don't think he was German, though. In case you don't know, Herr in German means Mr. That explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we've found out. Yes, let's do it. Okay. Yeah, that's Sol and I. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oops, I think I upset him there. Was that not supposed to be a secret with Nikolina? Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Well, right, that's some bias. Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. There is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Burya's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize his glasses were broken too. Ohio Garbanzos. Ohio Garbanzos. More like, Konban, what's up? You started it, just in my defense. So what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Ouch. Yeah, so it seems so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. Ah, just like the first case. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. What weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Yeti? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. Aww. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Awkward. Protect Inspector Hosonaga at all costs. He's the only good cop around here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor, investigating. God. Miss that man. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have been... I suppose he must have become bored. As all Sherlocks tend to do. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. Oh, it's that scuff on the floor, isn't it? It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass, do you see? Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Oh, yes, that must be it! Wow! I would have never thought. But how could Mr. Sholmes knows that it's shoe polish? Shoe polish. That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Exhausted is one word. Oh, no. Well... Oh, I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You are his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. They headbutted each other. Maybe talk to the other man? You! Where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. That new Japanese was it. Later I will roll him into a barrel and throw him in cold room. Oh, cold room sounds terrifying. Yeah, he's come back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on her account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at Rock Carnival. Where another murder might happen. That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. Long time from now. Turns out the cold room is hot. No. You mean it's so cold that it feels hot? I'm wondering why some of these aren't checkmarked. I assume cold room just means like the freezer room or fridge room if they have one. If you've worked in a dining hall or some kind of waiting service, I'm sure you've screamed in the freezer room at some point. It's the engine room? Interesting. They could have just said the engine room then. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. Are you joking? Thank you. Thanks for the clarification. It's a speckled bun as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we are. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. This is... Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I don't know that word, I'm still studying English. I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! In the interests of cultural research, obviously. Oh, that was a pleasant noise. Unlike the humming of my refrigerator in the background. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all. This? So it's clear that these letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilled on the floor, and they spell the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. Butler comes in with a Diet Coke on a silver plater. Hey, Venra, what's up? Yeah, Ace Attorney. This is the Great Ace Attorney, episode 2. I was working on this before I left for my trip, and before the Zenless drops, or the Zenless Stream incentive program started. I debated about playing Zenless today instead because I have weeklies to get through, but... figured this might be a little easier on the eyes. Thanks, Leo. I say easier on the eyes because there's currently a camera, like a in-combat camera event in ZZZ where you try to capture the right moment, and so you can snap a photo mid-combat, turn the angle and such, and it's not so easy on my eyes. ZZZ already isn't very easy on my eyes, but it's more strenuous. It's fun though, and I was able to snap a photo of one of Lycon's poses that I needed as reference for a drawing in the future. I was hoping they would make that in-combat camera just a permanent feature, but It's just a temporary event. Yep, got that. What am I missing? I guess I just move. Alright, lots of back and forth in this episode. I just want to get through this episode. There's no courtroom scene in this, just to be clear.
Look, Naruhodo-san. Seems Stroganoff is gone.
Strong enough?
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
All these Russian names are impossible to remember. I sleep. You sleep? Alright, have a good sleep, I guess. At this hour? Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing.
This caroling, I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that stringy crewman comes back. No courtroom scenes equals you sleep. I want to see the funny man yell objection. You're free to use the sticker for now, but you're gonna have to wait till episode 3 and later for the courtroom scenes.
It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot.
Okay. Where's my man? Stop it. Not that sticker. Oh, I guess he's not in here. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where's she going? Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things.
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake.
Not just for Kazuma-sama.
What do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really? I forgot he had this already.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. But by ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will. Alright. Come out wherever you are, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though.
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase.
I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company?
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage?
Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know.
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray.
Tampering with more evidence. Great job, Susato-san. You forgot they named him Sherlock Holmes. You sure did. Yep. The pride and joy of this game. I wonder where he could be. He just kind of pops out of nowhere.
Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open.
It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals on aboard the SS Burya. I wonder what kind of animals she had in there. And more to the point,
Where is it now?
oops, there's nothing there. That bag looks so suspicious and there's nothing of note in it.
Naruhodo-san, are you there?
Sorry? I'm right here, yes, why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Here? So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Ah, maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. Okay. This?
I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor.
Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. This accent makes everything so hard.
Oh, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
What? A leak?
Is this ship quite safe?
You're asking that on a murder ship? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Wow, there are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it.
Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read.
Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading books written in Russian.
Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. Smart! Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess she could be that age.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that.
Is that what you like to read, Leo? I can't really imagine you reading much smut.
I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? You barely read. Oh, right. I should have known. My apologies. I've been trying to get back into reading, but I have so much other stuff I want to do, there's hardly any time or focus for it. I'm currently reading a short novel called Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. I got it for Christmas, but from my sister-in-law, because I really enjoyed this author's first book. I haven't read the sequel, but decided the Christmas special was short enough to enjoy during my trip to Disney. I'm almost done with it. I'm like 4 or 5 chapters away. Still don't know who done it, but he's such a great writer. Benjamin Stevenson, if you're interested.
Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know.
Those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. Hot. What? I didn't say that.
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
The secret is that they all did it. I hadn't even considered that. Nah, I'm pretty sure they each have a different secret. There have been 2 murders in this book, though. So, I don't know if they're by the same person or just a team or happenstance. Exactly, we have no choice. Oops, press B. There's hardly anything in here at all.
Oh, well, that's a little disappointing.
Well, okay, great talk. That could have been so much shorter.
This? It would seem this teapot is empty.
So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people. Nah, that's what the Americans are.
Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet?
Tea sounds great right now, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it could be either.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san?
Great. I don't feel the need to check the sign of all things. This? There's one of these next to the bed in Cosmo's cabin too.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
Ding ding. She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug too.
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret.
Secret.
Wow, there's like nothing interesting here, really. Yes, they are displayed in this cabin too. Look, the SS Burya's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine.
I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Oh no! I remember what the friend is. I don't want him to do that. Okay, that's great. No friend, no Sholmes. Guess I'll move. No. So many. There's only so many options. Something has to show up. Okay. Maybe I'll present to Hosonaga-san? No? Court record? I can't really present this way. Am I stuck? Am I stuck for the first time? Maybe I'll check the mousetrap.
Trap for catching mice.
Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Okay, this doesn't change. Cheese. Yep, don't have cheese in Japan. Oh, hello. There you are.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look!
it would kill their stomachs. You think so? Not many Japanese people are lactose intolerant to my knowledge. Well, you never know where he's going to turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
Meanwhile, you know a lot of Mexicans that are lactose intolerant. Really? So no queso for them? That's kind of sad. Yet insisting keep eating cheese. I know, like, I have a handful of lactose intolerant friends. Allie, who I just went to Disney World with, she's also lactose intolerant. But like that never stops them from eating dairy products. She had lactate on her during the trip, but yeah, we had some ice cream. She did mention that nacho cheese, like the gooey yellow cheese, that stuff in particular especially fucks her up, which is weird to me. Because that kind of cheese doesn't come off as real dairy to me, you know? So I was like, how does that affect you the most? Yeah, I feel for the lactose intolerant people. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Or he's simply in extremely high spirits.
I'm impressed the localization team made the lyrics rhyme. Excuse me.
Oi.
Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight him? Honestly... Oh, that was Sholmes, excuse me. Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. That stupid animation. Oh, I can open a TCG pick. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? Honestly, the whole Mexicans putting cheese on everything pertains to northern Mexican Tex-Mex food? Okay. I didn't know that was a stereotype, but good to know. I fucking love cheese. Cricket ooh, good bite. Magnumite, Slugma, Lemon, yeah, okay. Boring. Nasty, you don't like cheese? I think we've had this conversation before. Heretic.
Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Only on pizza? Okay, that's a saving grace, I guess. Yeah, I can't imagine a pizza without cheese of all things. Although I've definitely had those, this isn't real pizza, but like the Lunchables where you have chocolate sauce and M&Ms and it's like a dessert pizza. Ugh. You hate stuffed crust? No, that's like my favorite thing. Gosh, I can never have a pizza party with you. Magmar, Nosepass, Heat Rotom, ooh, Lumberry. I needed that. Oh, I got a full out Rotom! Oh, that's cute. Nice. I think I'll open one more. You'll rip off the crust and pass it to me? Okay, great. That works for me. Man, this Gen 4 expansion for TCG Pocket has been so exciting. It's got great art, love the Pokemon, they got pretty balanced abilities and such. Rotom, Hippowdon, Armor Fossil, Hippopotas, oh, in the same pack. Floatzel. Well, that was unexciting. Excuse me. The way you eat pizza is peak autism? You mean, are you the kind of autistic who can't have other foods touching each other? Cause I can't imagine having to deal with that like every meal. Ooh, Darkrai EX, that looks so cool. Should I wonder pick it? Maybe not. What does he even do? I'm so distracted, sorry. Darkrai EX. Whenever you attach a dark energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, do 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Oh, interesting. That seems worth it. I do have 99 hourglasses. Fuck it, I'll try that. You always get 3 slices. First 2 slices you eat normally. Third slice you eat from the crust first, and make the last bite one that has pepperoni. Every time? That is oddly specific. That sounds more like OCD to me than autism, you know, like a routine. A ritual almost. That one. Fuck, it's a Togepi. Every time. Wow, alright. They go hand in hand, TBH, I see. That's fascinating. I've heard people judging others for eating pizza with a knife and fork, but that's a new one for me. Ugh. Maybe I'll have pizza tomorrow. Yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. On guard here. If you only have 1 slice, then it defaults to the crust first method. Huh. That seems like it'd be difficult to hold. So you hold the pointy end while eating the crust. That sounds very messy. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find anything useful from it? Hold from the bottom. Now, what made you come to this, like, discovery? What made you want to eat pizza this way for the rest of your life? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. You don't know you always have. Wow, that's interesting. Trying to think of what weird eating habits I might have. Which means that there was nothing to report, nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. What? You've been utterly blinded by it, haha. Wow, rude. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Shums? Observe the other pages. Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. If there's wings, you always have to eat the pizza first, then a wing. And on the last pizza slice, you eat the last thing. You eat the last wing before eating the last bite with the pepperoni. So, It has to be a pepperoni pizza in that case? Like, what if it doesn't have a pepperoni? What if it's just a cheese pizza? Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes?
Nothing to report?
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. You fake it, but you rarely eat cheese-only pizza. Gotcha. Interesting. Well, if we ever do have a pizza party, I'll know at least to get pepperoni for you. Pepperoni's not my choice of pizza, to be honest.
Do you mean...
Yes. There were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
What the fuck are there? Are there people in the hallway? Jesus. You'll eat any pizza, but that's your pizza eating ritual in general. That's interesting for sure. I don't really have a pizza ritual, but I certainly would love to have ranch dressing to go with it every time. And maybe some crushed red peppers. That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. Now for burgers / sandwiches, that's a whole other can of worms. You're very OCD about how you eat. Yeah, seems like it. Just by that one pizza tidbit. I'm OCD in the sense that I try not to leave my plates very dirty if I can. My mom was always impressed that I'd eat every little grain of rice when we had it for dinner. She's like, I can always tell which bowl was yours, Maria, because you never leave a grain of rice on it. Same. Okay, cool. I don't know. I just like good food, and I think it makes washing dishes easier if it's less dirty. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Oh. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand why my way is, I see. Oh, what my way is, I see, excuse me. What makes Sholmes? Brilliance. They left the period outside the quotes, but fine. When you eat chips, you try to find the biggest chip and leave for last. Oh, really? Save the biggest for last, I guess. I always like to leave my favorite foods for last, just so I can finish on a good note. Oh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. You're surprised no one has called you out for your weird eating habits? Well, I mean, I don't know if... How many of your family members know about it or have noticed it? Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought.
It's just... well, I feel the same.
Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? It's carbon monoxide poisoning. Everybody get off the ship. Turns out everyone was secretly hit with a bat in their sleep. Yeah, I know, it certainly sounds that way. I don't remember this bit about the headache thing. I remember the other key details, but not that one. Oh.
Oh, what's that?
Wee woo, wee woo. It's the first Wednesday in Ohio of the month. Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile before. Full stop. Oh, to starboard. Oh, hands braced for impact. I was gonna say, you know about the sirens in Ohio? What's that?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
What?
I can't stand.
Susato-san, hold on to me. Ah! Hope you don't get seasick. Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
It looks like we avoided a collision. Unlike the multiple planes this past week. Rest in peace.
I think...
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness! What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt?
You meant the carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you know, you really... After they mentioned the gas leak thing, I was like, huh, it could just be a group monoxide poisoning. No, I'm fine.
Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you needed assistance.
Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door quickly.
What? The boat?
Look at that.
The door's bolted. Did you do that, Susato-san?
No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. How did... And... Look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Thanks.
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
I'd better tidy this place up first. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery, at least in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be present. Oh dear. I hurried around, tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. To be continued. Dun dun dun. Okay. I hope we're not too far from the ending of this. Where am I? There it is. It's about an hour. Do I want to keep going or not? Feel like I haven't made much progress this time around. But I do want to get to my weekly missions in Zenlist, and I also have a bunch of drawing I need to do. What in the world is all this stomping outside? Yeah, it's been kind of a mad day. I think I'll cut it short for today. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have any other plans in the coming weeks. The 17th, I'm actually off of work, so I'll be back to my regular streaming, probably continuing with this game. Wait. Hopefully get through episode 2 this month. Well, if you don't care, I think I'll call it a night here. Thanks for tuning in to those who dropped by. Yeah, I shall be back next Monday at 6 for some more Ace Attorney. Unless I'm like exhausted from work. I'm also currently in the market for a new apartment, so who knows, maybe I'll be too tired from that. Wish me luck there. Sure is a Monday, yep. This weather is also kind of bumming me out. It's been very cloudy and slightly drizzly, unusually. Alright, well, I shall go and enjoy the rest of my night. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week, I guess. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. See you real soon.